right, welcome to another episode of the Commercial Real Estate Contrarian. If this is your first video that you're watching, I highly suggest you go watch the intro video so you understand a little bit more about what my intentions are with this channel. First and foremost, I am in the commercial real estate industry, and I typically call out a lot of the bad actors that I see. So that's why my voice is disguised. I'm also not trying to sell you anything. I don't want you to buy my commercial real estate program. You're not going to get rich quick if you follow exactly what I say over the next 5 steps, and you're not going to be driving a Lamborghini next week like you see in some of these other idiot videos that are out there on the internet. So that's my disclaimer. The topic of this video is unfortunately just, there's no way around it. It's calling somebody out on one of these YouTube videos that I've seen that if you follow their advice, you are going to get your ass handed to you. You're going to get burned. You're going to lose a lot of money, and you're going to probably hate commercial real estate. So I came across a video the other night, and after I saw it, I couldn't even sleep. That's how upset I was. But the title of it is When Cap Rates Are Lower Than Interest Rates. And if you've done any sort of, looking around YouTube, you've seen this guy. You've seen him in all of his videos. He's got a shit ton of videos out there. But this is the first one that I kind of watched, and now I'm going to start watching more of them and seeing if this was just a fluke. But again, when cap rates are lower than interest rates. So what I did is I took his video, and what he's saying is, well, you've got a $2 million deal. You buy something for $2 million. There's in-place NOI of $100,000, and that gives you a, quote-unquote, deal cap rate of 5%, which is, your NOI divided by your purchase price of 5%. Then he goes on to say that the interest rates right now are 6.5%. So right away, I'm thinking something's wrong. This is a little bit weird. This is not normal. Stabilized cap rates. Again, stabilized cap rates are always going to be higher than the cost to borrow funds. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy something if it's a 2 cap, because if it's 40% vacant or if rents are 25% below market, you can still make money. So what's his solution for this? You still buy it for $2 million. You still buy it at a 5% cap rate. His solution is just simply raise the rents by 5% over the next 5 years. And at the end of year 5, you'll have $127,000 in NOI. Voila. Great idea. So here's what it looks like in actual, analysis form, not whiteboard bullshit. So I don't know what his revenues are or expenses, but I just said $400,000 in gross revenue minus $300 in operating expenses gives you your $100,000 year 1 NOI. Okay. Now he says just grow rents at 5% annually. Super. He also says this is a multifamily deal. I got to tell you, multifamily rents right now are decreasing across the country. So good luck growing rents at 5% when the rest of the market is falling at 5%. But anyway, let's just play along. Let's say that you are a fantastic salesman and you're going to be able to grow NOI by 5% a year like this gentleman says. So here's what NOI grown at 5%. So at the end of year 6, he says year 5, but it's a mistake. At the end of year 6, you'll have $127,000. He then says, that 5% cap rate that you bought it for, in year 6, it's actually not that bad. You're now you have $127,000 in NOI divided by your 5% cap rate. So that's like a $2.5 million, building. So you bought it for $2 million, and now it's worth $2.5 million. Great job. Well, that's 5% more because you grew rents at 5%, and the cap rate stayed the same, 5%. That's so irresponsible. Stabilized actual cap rates are not going to be 5% when borrowing costs are 6.5%. I would say a good rule of thumb, at least, if nothing else, is that your cap rates are going to be about 100 basis points higher than your borrowing costs, and that's for decent property. So if everything was stabilized and you had to sell this at a market rate, you're going to sell it at a 7.5% cap rate. Well, Let's just say that your cap rates stay the same for 5 or 6 years at 7.5%. Look at what this does to your value. If you buy this for $2 million in year 5 or 6, you're selling it at $1.6 million or $1.7 million. You just lost $300,000 in value. That's like 3 years of NOI. So again, if you follow his talk track and just, hey, listen, buy something at a 5 cap just because, and just grow the rents, and then that 5 cap won't seem so bad. That is just horrible advice. You need to understand the difference between market cap rates, stabilized cap rates. I put a video out earlier about cap rates and basically how useless they are, especially in value add deals. So I want to just make sure that everybody understands that if you follow this advice, you're going to lose your ass. He also talks about how you're going to pay down the loan, and there's depreciation, and there's a bunch of other tax write-offs that are good things. Yeah, those are all good things, but you shouldn't buy something. You shouldn't overpay. Look at this. I'm saying that stabilized cap rates are 7.5, not his bullshit 5. You shouldn't overpay by $700,000 just so that you can get a depreciation. I mean, it's just irresponsible. So if any of you disagree with this, let me know. But please just do your homework and don't just do your homework. Thanks.